Hey everyone, welcome into Siren Records Monterey. It's Fresh Catch Friday. Hi, if you're new here, this is Friday, kind of a roundup of some of the new releases, reissues, and represses that came out on vinyl this week, or at least in the very recent past. Anyway, start out with picks of the week, and there's a list posted down below going in alphabetically, so if it runs too long for you, you're perfectly welcome to skip ahead and try to hear about what you want to hear about and leave the rest. I don't spend a lot of time chit-chatting. I wish I could, but we have a lot to get through, and I'm trying to get you the most information that I can in the quickest amount of time. So let's get to it. My pick this week for you is the great... let me hold it right. Duster. This is Together. Okay, so this is on the Numero label. Now Together is finally here. It's Duster's fourth album in a 13-song exploration of what is very comfortable interplanetary goth. Now, if you're not familiar with Duster, they're local to us here in Monterey, San Jose outfit of slowcore. They've got a little bit of shoegaze mixed in just for good measure, and real space rock kind of stuff. Really great. This is their fourth full-length release for them, and it's the second since returning from a nearly 20-year hiatus. This music is for the mercurial bunch among us that are in need of a break of our own chaotic lives and who need to experience someone else's, even if it's just momentarily. It's something the genre was intended for, and bands like Duster continue to provide it. It's a mix of songs that connect with gently experimental sounds, low-key dazzle, make for this winning combination. And Together is another surprising slowcore triumph. And it's on what they call cigarette smoke-filled or black vinyl, and also on cassette. Now, how do we tell if it is the black or the clear smoke? And it's right here on this back label barcode. It'll say that clear smoke, or it will say black, and that is how we tell the difference between the two, because otherwise they're identical. Okay, so very happy that Duster's back in action. Now my second pick for you is really cool, a little thing. It's a View Farciture and Khruangbin, and it's called Ali. This is on the Dead Oceans label, and Ali Farciture was well known as one of the most influential and talented guitarists that Africa has ever produced, and his legacy and impact are very hard to overstate. He was amazing. This collaboration between the son of the Mali guitar legend Ali Farciture is View Farciture, okay, and also the hypnotic Houston trio that defies categorization, you know, Khruangbin. Anyway, Ali here, this record, it reinterprets some of his father's best-known songs with Khruangbin. And the musical union was like, you know, apparently they sealed the deal at a pub in London over fish and chips, which is kind of funny. So anyway, since 2015, Khruangbin have specialized in this kind of musical fusion that recalls, world music, all kinds of world music to draw from, so many global sources, and it ends up evoking this like kind of alternate universe that, you know, Khruangbin has really paved the way for. Kind of there's no real genre you can put him in, you know. It's the sound has encompassed dub reggae, funk, Ethiopian jazz, Turkish psychedelia, Southeast Asian pop, and Latin American, without being dominated by any of them. So on the Khruangbin's 2020 album Mordecai, that kind of a feel, okay? So very hazy, psychedelic, but really beguiling, beautiful stuff. So they're on similar form here on Ali with View Farciture. And for an album that was apparently recorded live in under a week, it's a tribute that works entirely in its own right, and it's while casting a new light on the music that inspired it. So Ali it's a wonderful thing. And this is on jade or black vinyl or CD. Okay, there's the CD for you. The way to tell the difference is by the sticker. This is the black one, and the green jade vinyl will have the green lettering on the sticker there. Okay, so beautiful, two new picks for you to try out if you feel so inclined. Now we have a lot of stuff to get through, so I'm going to talk fast and I'll try not to linger too much But yeah, I got stuff for you. Some of the reissues this week are kind of better than some of the new releases. 5 Seconds of Summer. This is 5 SOS 5. On BMG Rights Management, Australian pop band. They're still in their 20s, but they have spent a decade touring and recording in an endless loop, and now they've kind of swapped partying for feeling at peace. 5 Seconds of Summer worked on the album for 2 years, beginning after the release of Calm in 2020. Their lead singer and rhythm guitar player Luke Hemmings describes this album's lyrical content as extremely introspective. Now, this comes a few different ways, okay? It's black vinyl. There's an indie exclusive on bone vinyl, and that will, you can tell because it will say it on the sticker, bone vinyl, okay? The other one looks like this, and that's the black vinyl version there. Okay, it's got that, plus there is, okay, there's a regular CD, but then there's a deluxe CD as well. So the deluxe CD is the only way that you get 19 tracks. It's 14 tracks on all the other formats, but on this deluxe CD, you get 5 extra tracks. And there's like, what, a 72-page zine that comes with this one too. So there's a few multiple ways to get that. And all here for you now, okay? Next up. Okay, this is Abba Gold. It's the greatest hits on Capitol. This is their all-time best-selling album. Features 19 timeless hits. Like, whoa, sorry. Gosh, I almost lost my stack of vinyl there. There's so much of it. It's heavy, right? Okay. But this has things like Dancing Queen, Mamma Mia, 2 LP set pressed on 180-gram gold vinyl and housed within this printed inner sleeve featuring band imagery and facts. Good. Better facts than lies, right? Okay, now they also have it on a picture disc, and this is available as a limited edition picture disc 2 LP for the very first time, pressed on 180-gram heavyweight vinyl, which features classic ABBA graphics on the design, and the discs are housed in this die-cut gatefold sleeve. Okay. All right, next up we have Alex G, God Save the Animals on Domino. This is his 4th, gosh. Sorry about that, guys. I am losing my momentum there. Okay. God Save the Animals, his 4th full-length album on Domino and 9th album overall. He wrote and demoed these songs by himself at home. But for the sake of new tones and a routine that was outside of his apartment during the pandemic, he began visiting multiple studios in Greater Philadelphia. God Save the Animals consequently features the work of some half-dozen engineers who Alex G asked to help him produce the best recording quality, whatever that meant to them. The result is an album that's very more dynamic than ever in his sonic palette. So on black or clear vinyl, CD or cassette. So this one here, I'm going to show you. It gives you the sticker that says it's the indie exclusive on clear vinyl. Black will not have that. Also, there's your cassette. And there's your CD, okay? Yeah. All right, then this is great, you guys. This one is Alice in Chains' Dirt is reissued here. 2 LPs on Legacy Recordings. Now, this was the critically acclaimed 5 times platinum certified studio album. This is the 30th anniversary for this, and it features some of their biggest hits, including Them Bones, Wood, and Rooster is on here. And it's now available on vinyl for the first time as a 2 LP with remastered audio. So that's a nice one. Okay, this is Aqua. It's called Aquarium. Reissue here. Geffen 2022 marks the 25th anniversary of Aqua's first album, Aquarium. And this is the album that had their iconic global hit, Barbie Girl. And it was released as part of the groundbreaking debut album, Aquarium, in 1997. And the hit made everyone sing along. Like, you remember, it was I'm a Barbie Girl in a Barbie World, that one, if you remember that. And it's also what put them into public consciousness. So it is available on 180-gram black vinyl now. Okay. Next up, we have Ash Ra Temple. This is called Join In. And this is the 50th anniversary edition of this. It was the 4th album by this krautrock band, Ash Ra Temple. 1973's Join In marked the group's final work with percussionist Klaus Schultz, full of retextualized blues riffs and a rhythm section that it was really even more dynamic than their previous work. Guitarist Manuel Gottsching and vocalist Rosie Muller give license to freak out in spectacular fashion. This is a company, it's a completely unplanned work, but at the end of the masterpiece, very great improvisational art, which is probably one of the most unusual and extraordinary phenomena in German music history. Okay, 50th anniversary of that one. And I think that's considered their best album as well. All right, this is Bad Brains Quickness. This is the Punk Note series. This is on the label that's the Bad Brains recordings, but it's through Org Music. Their fourth full-length studio album, originally released by Caroline Records in 1989. The audio was mastered by Dave Gardner at Infrasonic Mastering. So this is the part of the limited Punk Note series edition. Comes with this alternate packaging that is mimics the artwork that designer John Yates that mimics a nod to Reed Miles and Francis Wolff and their amazing work that they did with the Blue Note label. So it's the whole setup of the artwork it mimics that, and even on the back, this is exactly how Blue Note was, and so they're doing those special covers for these. But there you go, their fourth record, Quickness. Okay, then we have Cartoons, Homegrown, and this is on Wichita Recordings. Now, Ben Carr is known by his moniker Cartoons. He's a multi-instrumentalist and New York-based producer whose primary choice of instrument is the electric bass. Now, this is an incredibly accomplished second album. It shows an incredibly talented artist who can effortlessly shift from jazz to soul to R&B to hip-hop and everything in between, in the form of cartoons. Now this is on pink vinyl, or it's on a gray cassette, and I actually don't have the cassette to show you, but pink vinyl for this. Does it tell us? Yes, it says limited run translucent pink colored vinyl. It says right on the sticker, okay? Yay, everybody's batting 1,000 with that, so cool. Now we have Comet is Coming, Hyperdimensional. This is on Impulse Records, with Sons of Kemet sadly winding down and his solo career just beginning. The best place to hear Shabaka Hutchins is currently right here. This opening face-melting coda comes on like some kind of a hardcore electro joint with Hutchins unleashing threatening sax riffs, and while Pyramids is an absolute delight, recorded fast and then cut and pasted into shape by Danalog and Betamax. The album breaks up the dance floor ragers with some meditative tracks as well, and then brooding, intense. The centerpiece is Angel of Darkness, but mostly this is the usual breakneck blast. But here for you, okay. Let me see. Now this is Eric Copeland and Josh Diamond, Riders on the Storm, and this is on PPM Records. And these two are best known for vastness, transcendence, and literally suffocation. Eric is a founding member of Black Dice, Weaponizers of Volume, Misdirection, and Alien Language, and Josh is a founding member of Gang Gang Dance, who haunted explorations, drag listeners to like irreversible revelations. Their stuff's pretty heavy. Given these pedigrees, it's natural to anticipate their collaboration as kind of this real, a monolith almost. But when the shit and terror of 2022, it's even understandable to yearn for something like that. But Writers, with its light heart, and it's actually a record we need. It's kind of it's not too heavy, but even though those topics are raised. All right. This is Chick Corea, the Montreux years, and this is BMG Rights Management, UK. Showcases some of the legendary pianist's remarkable Montreux Jazz Festival live performances, and the set includes brand new liner notes as well as rare photos from his Montreux shows. The combinations that are featured on this are the Chick Corea Quartet, Chick Corea New Trio, Chick Corea Freedom Band, Chick Corea Acoustic Band, and Chick Corea Electric Band, plus an appearance by the Bavarian Chamber Philharmonic Orchestra. Claude Nobbs was the founder and general manager of the Montreux Jazz Festival, and he kind of curated this, okay? So that's available. Okay, now we have, this is Courting, and this is called Guitar Music, and this is on the Play It Again Sam label. This is, they're a Liverpool 4-piece, and they return with their much anticipated debut album, Guitar Music. The album comes on the heels of Courting's 2021 EP, that was their debut, called Grand National, which saw them earn praise across a wide array of media. And they have boisterous, whip-smart lyrics and angular instrumentation. And while the album closely follows on the back of the EP, the new material sees the band making a marked step in a new direction and exploring more dynamically expressive songwriting. And I thought this was on colored vinyl, but I don't believe it is. I'm wrong. Okay, now we've got 3 Dio records coming for you, and these are all through BMG Rights Management, okay? So I won't have to keep saying that. This one is Dio at Donnington 83. It's on this lenticular cover. I don't know if that's picking up in the camera there, but it's really, really nice packaging. Now it comes lenticular cover or regular. I swear, you guys, I'm going to end up dumping all this vinyl on the floor. It's so heavy because it's a big stack. I'm trying to just get it to stand still here for me. God, gives me a heart attack every time it wobbles. Okay, so here's the regular. I don't know if you can tell the difference. There's the lenticular. It's probably not showing too well, but it's very 3D when you look at it. Up close. Okay, so this one is Donnington 83, the complete legendary 1983 Donnington performance. 180 gram 2 LP black vinyl or the limited edition 3D lenticular LP album print, art print. So side 4 on this features an exclusive etching. And also there is this one. This one is Dio Donnington 1987. And this one is also 2 LPs. This is the legendary 1987 Donnington Complete Performance, 2 LPs, black vinyl, or also the limited edition 3D lenticular album art prints. And side 4 also features an exclusive etching. The one I'm showing you here is the regular one. This one is the lenticular one. Again, I'm not quite sure if that is showing up for you on camera where you can really tell, but it's really, really a good looking disc. Both of them are. Then we have Dio Killing the Dragon. This is through BMG Rights Management again. 20th anniversary, limited edition red and orange swirl vinyl that kind of looks like this, okay? Then we have, this is Divino Nino, Last Spa on Earth through the Windspear label. Now, I don't have the vinyl to hand to show you, but I am just going to show you what the cover looks like on the cassette, okay? It's a product of a band letting go of their musical preconceptions, past traumas, and future anxieties to embrace change and chaos and each other's contributions to these songs and to each other. So they're no strangers to bilingual songwriting, and this one is undoubtedly their most Spanish-anchored record to date. They kind of dip lightly into some English, choosing instead to lean on their Colombian heritage and to sneak in little childhood, Easter eggs with multiple references to things like SpongeBob and anime. Anyway, it's a sweet, dazzling tour through life of a band and each of its members stepping outside themselves. And the vinyl comes on what they're calling pink guava vinyl. But anyway, like I said, I don't have it to hand to show you, but that's what the cover looks like. Okay, then we have the Editors EBM. This is on Pious America. 2 LPs, first new music from the Editors since 2019, and signals a new era from the UK's most intriguing and enduring musical, one of the most intriguing and musical stories that has come out of the UK, having previously collaborated with Editors, bringing additional production to their 6th album, Violence. Ivor Novello, winning composer and producer Benjamin John Power who works with Black Mass, joins as a full-time member and ushers in another bold chapter for a band that never stood still creatively over their course of their 17-year career. All 6 of the band's studio albums have charted in the UK top 10, and this one is, they've got this ever-growing audience. Even their live shows are home and abroad, very, very, what do you want to say? They headline and they fill up arenas and that kind of stuff. Anyway, this is a limited edition double LP on orange vinyl. It's here. Okay, then we have a new one from FKA Twigs, and this is called Capri Songs. This is on Atlantic. Her follow-up to 2019's critical juggernaut, Magdalene. And she's revealing her playful side here. This is the very first thing you hear is a cassette clicking into a tape deck and Twigs softly saying, "Hey, I made you a mixtape." So this is really kind of more of a mixtape than a real, concept album. It's you feel like she's speaking directly to you, the listener, and you're a stand-in for all of her past lovers and friends that the songs kind of get pointed at. It's very much a mixtape and not an album, both in the hip-hop sense and in the indie nerd sense. It's brimming with very impressive collabs. You got The Weeknd, Georgia Smith is on here, Shy Girl, and Rema, just to name a few of these heavy hitters that are lending their talents to this. It's executive produced by Twigs and El Guincho, the Spanish producer best known for spearheading the Tropicalia revival of the late 2000s and more recently being Rosalia's primary collaborator. So Capri Songs does a great job of maintaining this new seemingly club-focused atmosphere pretty seamlessly, but whether it represents a new direction for Twigs or the sound of a different expression of her creative drive, it'll certainly go down as a real chapter for one of pop's most intriguing artists. Okay, next up we have Ana Gabriel, Personalidad, translates to just personality. This is 20 éxitos. It features most of the Mexican pop singer's biggest hits from the 1980s and 90s, and these songs define Gabriel's rock-inflected style of romantic balladry. While not a complete retrospective of her work, this is still one of the better Gabriel collections available. And then we also have Juan Gabriel, Personalidad. This is all a series that they're all called that. In this retro era of the vinyl record, one of the first albums to be made by Divo de Juarez will be one from Personality series here. This is an album that in 15 songs will give you a very complete tour of Juan Gabriel's work. With No Tango Primero, the first song that made him known in 1971, with ranchero songs that gave him that versatility in his shows with romantic boleros and festive themes. It's the ideal album to discover part of the greatness of Juan Gabriel. Now, although they have the same last name, Ana Gabriel and Juan Gabriel, they are not related by blood or marriage, so they have nothing to do with one another in that way. They just have the same last name. Okay, next up is Maya Hawke. This is called Moss, and it's on Mom and Pop Records. Second full length for the actress, singer, songwriter. Striking, passionate. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a stirring vision of young adulthood. The album could do with some variation in its sound and a few more, wild card tracks to switch it up a bit. But, for the most part, it's a nice outing for Maya Hawke on translucent orange vinyl. Okay, this one is Lightnin' Hopkins, Lightnin' in New York. This is on the Candid label. 180 gram tip-on jacket, remastered by Bernie Grundman, recorded November of 1960 at the NOLA Penthouse Sound Studio in New York. And it captures the legendary bluesman in classic form, including some rare solos on the piano. Produced by Candid Records label co-founder Nat Hentoff, and recorded at a time when Hawkins was being, rediscovered by white audiences. The bluesman was kind of reluctant in accepting his new role as an artist before predominantly white audiences. This is on 180 gram black vinyl. Tip-on, we discussed that before. It's a retro kind of a thing where this is like all the information is on a piece of paper sort of pasted onto the back of the of the album jacket itself. It's just kind of an old school technique that they used to do. All right, so next up we have Ice Age. This is Shake the Feeling, Outtakes and Rarities, 2015 to 2021. This is on Mexican Summer. It surveys the sound surrounding Ice Age's last 3 albums. That was Plowing into the Field of Love, Beyondless, and Seek Shelter. This is a study in the powerful song and form and raw execution that have defined this Danish rock band as rock and roll saviors. This is an essential collection. It digs deep into Ice Age and for unheard and rare cuts that both followers and the uninitiated alike will really enjoy. And this is on red or black vinyl. This is the black vinyl. This is the red vinyl. Okay. Right, now we have Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Change Up. This is on Legacy Recordings. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, their first acoustic album. It features chart toppers like Bad Reputation. I'm killing all of us here, I know, with this, but stop. Man, I have the thing there to bolster it, but it keeps falling over. It's making me crazy. So sorry. How much time have I wasted just picking up that stuff? Anyway, yes, it has Bad Reputation, Crimson and Clover, as well as deeper cuts. They're all stripped down and reimagined, and it showcases her, Joan Jett's, her signature blistering sound with immediacy that allows listeners to delve into the lyrics in a complete new way. This is a 20 tracks double vinyl set, is very intimate while capturing the ferocity and menace that Joan Jett is known for. All right. Then we have Kid Capiche, Here's What You Could Have Won. This is on Spine Farm. It's the sophomore album and the Spine Farm Records debut from Kid Capiche. Features the single Rob the Supermarket, and guitarist Ben Beetham says about the record, it's not a concept album, but it does have a running theme. We like to write songs about current affairs and what direction the world seems to be turning. As a result, we write as close to the deadline as possible to keep it relevant. And you can get this on gold vinyl, and yes, it will say it for you right there on the sticker. Everybody's doing pretty good with keeping everything labeled. And next up, we have Killing Joke, Lord of Chaos. And this is also coming on Spine Farm. Killing Joke confirmed that all hope is probably lost with Lord of Chaos, their first new studio material in over 7 years. The 4-track EP features 2 brand new recordings in the title track and Total. Also included are 2 reworkings from their 2015 album Pylon. Big Buzz, the Motorcade Mix, and Delete in Dub. That's Youth's Disco 45 Dystopian Dub. This is on clear or black vinyl. And here it says black vinyl. And this one says ultra clear vinyl. So another one nicely labeled. Okay, now we're moving on to yet another King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. This is Omnium Gatherum on KGLW label. It's a complete work. It's started out life as, King Gizzard. They started out as just this jamming outfit. And this album illustrates how they've evolved without losing sight of that musical freedom upon which, they founded their band. It's an album where the overarching point is that there is no overarching point. It takes this as this unifying principle, and it's just uncompromised. The album speaks of an uninhibited group of musicians that are completely unfazed by external expectations of them. They're very genre-defying. They do whatever they want. Very few of these tracks will make it onto your playlist, and some will miss the mark entirely, but they're clearly enjoying themselves, and their weird acid trip delirium kind of phase they're going through on this one, but there's a lot of joy in there with them. This is on the kind of one of those lucky dip things. There's very many variants of this. They call it Lucky Rainbow Wax. So you just get what you get, but we have the ones that we got have disc 1 is kind of this mint sort of sage green marble, and disc 2 is a very pale yellow marbled thing. That's the ones that we got, but there are tons of variants. If you guys, you should watch, or Google the variants of that, and you can see the whole array. But again, it is lucky dip. You don't really know what you're going to get. I'm just doing you a favor by telling you what we got in stock. Okay. The Kinks, Muswell Hillbillies through BMG, 50th anniversary edition of this 1971 release, remastered from the original audio source. This has the original gatefold sleeve, and it's on black heavyweight vinyl. Then we have Nikki Lane, Denim and Diamonds. This is on New West Records, produced by Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age. Denim and Diamonds has the Highway Queen embracing a more rock-oriented sound this time around. Sorry for the noise. It's every time. I mean, I can't even escape it. Anyway, she's more rock-oriented on this one, but she still kind of maintains her heartfelt outlaw country kind of vibe that she's developed across her previous 3 releases. This one has, she's got this real flair in her lyrics. They call it a fuck-off flair. That she's kind of come to be known for. So her stylized storytelling lyrics are all there, as well as her catchy country hooks. The outlaw country sound is now balanced out with a gritty guitar and machine gun snare that echoes the sound of 70s rock. This is limited edition indie exclusive yellow vinyl, 3,000 units worldwide, and it will say that for you on the, yes, it says limited edition yellow vinyl. So everybody's pretty good about telling us on the stickers. Yay, we love that. This is Timothy Leary and the Asherah Temple. This is called 7 Up through MG Arts Balax, that label. 7 Up is the 3rd album by the German krautrock band Asherah Temple, and their only album recorded in collaboration with American psychologist drug advocate Timothy Leary. It was first released in 1972. On this album, the A-sides consist bluesy tunes merged with astral soundscapes, but this it doesn't work most fluently in my opinion, and there doesn't seem to be a clear direction for the kind of sonic journeys, and the music doesn't build up as much tension or dramatic feeling. But the B-side is more interesting, and it moves towards the heavy cosmic realization, spacey sounds, and beautiful guitar chord progressions. And this stuff sounds more like a reprise of their previous ideas, and with the potential excuse for lacking innovation. Sadly, the quality of the music doesn't either, in my opinion, reach the greatness of their previous release that also came out this week. This is the 50th anniversary edition of this. And, it's kind of interesting. I guess Timothy Leary was living in Switzerland where this was recorded. And he couldn't leave because he would be arrested. So he could not come to Germany, but they were going to come and record in Switzerland. And the name of the album, 7 Up, I guess that the folklore of this is that Timothy Leary, was putting LSD into their cans of 7 Up, and then, they would play. And maybe that's why it doesn't quite sound as, I don't know, connected as it should be, or something. I'm going to turn the ringer off my phone. That's bothering me too. All right. This is Jerry Lee Lewis, and it's the Killer Keys of Jerry Lee Lewis. This is Sun Records. Celebrate the career of the rock and roll original Wild Man with the remastered retrospective of his greatest hits at his original home, Sun Records. Jerry Lee Lewis revolutionized rock piano with hits like Great Balls of Fire and a whole lot of shaking going on, and brought country sensibilities to tracks like Born to Lose and Turn Around. So this explores the best of the Killer with his collection of favorites, alternate versions, and deep cuts on 180-gram vinyl. Okay, then we have Marina and the Diamonds. This is Electra Heart, the Platinum Blonde edition, and this is through Atlantic. It's the definitive version of her acclaimed sophomore album, Electra Heart. This limited edition set includes the rare tracks Evil and Electra Heart, and it's available on vinyl for the first time ever for this 10-year anniversary of this album. It's got this mirror finish. That's why everything looks weird, because it's just reflecting on the stuff in front of me. So that's why I'm holding it back, but it's not white like it looks here. It's mirror, okay? Anyway, it's pressed on 2 magenta colored discs, housed in a gatefold sleeve and wrapped with an iridescent slipcase, and this is a must-have collector's item for Marina fans, new and old, okay? Then we have Cass McCombs' Heart Mind. Is it Heart Mind? Yes, on the Anti-record label. This is the 10th album. It's an easy rolling record, grapples with inner complexity, telling stories about musicians and soldiers, lovers and seekers. Even as this seasoned U.S. singer-songwriter butts up against philosophical quandaries or quotes from Sufism, he never loses track of the everyday. So, Cass McCombs, he's been kicking around for a long time, and got a new one. This is Micaiah McCraven, In These Times. This is on the Nunsuch label, and it's a collection of polytemporal compositions inspired by a much broader cultural struggles as McCraven's personal experience as a product of a multinational working class musician community. It's the recording he's been trying to create for 7 years and been consistently in process in the background while he's put forth a prolific run of releases with contributions from over a dozen musicians and creative partners from his tight-knit circle of collaborators. The music was recorded in 5 different studios and 4 live performance spaces, while McCraven engaged in extensive post-production work at home, featuring orchestral large ensemble arrangements interwoven with signature organic beat music sound that's become his signature. The album is an evolution and a milestone for him, the producer, but moreover, it's the strongest and cleanest statement we've yet to hear from McCraven, the composer. Okay, now this next thing, this is really pretty nice. This is falling over again. Okay. All right. Joni Mitchell, the Asylum albums, 1972 to 1975. So 5 LPs. They're calling it 5 LPs, but it's actually 4 separate albums. The live album, Miles of Isles, is a double. That's why they're saying it's 5 LPs. But anyway, this is from Elektra, and it explores the beginning of the very prolific era of Asylum albums that was the output that Joni Mitchell had. Probably, in my opinion, some of her best output was during this time period. This is the next installment in the Joni Mitchell Archive series. Okay, so the collection features newly remastered versions of For the Roses, which came out in 1972, Court and Spark in 1974, the double live album Miles of Isles, which also came out in 1974, and The Hissing of Summer Lawns in 1975. All 4 were recently remastered by Bernie Grundman, and we've heard that name before already. And who the hell is Bernie Grundman? He's mastered 20% of the top albums of all time, maybe more. He's an American audio engineer. He's most known for his mastering work at his studio, Bernie Grundman Mastering, which he opened in 1984 in Hollywood. So anyway, the guy really knows what he's doing, and everybody loves to have him remaster their shit. So the cover art, it features a previously unseen painting by Joni Mitchell, and the set also includes an essay by friend and fellow Canadian Neil Young. And he writes a very loving kind of testament to how special she is on those liner notes. So anyway, it marks her musical evolution over these 4 albums, and she embraced more jazz-inspired pieces and moved away from the folk and pop of her earlier years. It includes essential tracks like her first top 40 hit, You Turn Me On a Radio, and her highest charting number. It went to number 7. The single that was called Help Me from Court and Spark. And plus favorites like Free Man in Paris, Raised on Robbery, and In France They Kiss on Main Street. Okay, so yeah, it's got For the Roses, which was released 50 years ago this November. What? Wow. It was certified gold and added to the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry in 2007. Court and Spark topped the U.S. album chart and was certified double platinum, making it the best-selling album of Joni Mitchell's career. And it was nominated for multiple Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year, and won Best Arrangement Accompanying Vocalist for Down to You. Miles of Isles is a double live album that spotlights the tour for Court and Spark. It reached number 2 on the album chart and was certified gold. The Hissing of Summer Lawns was certified gold as well, peaking at number 4 on the album chart and earning a Grammy Award nomination for the Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. Now, the nice thing about this is you can get these on these, this is the albums, and you can also get this CD set for that too, which is pretty great. All right. Then we have Motorhead, Iron Fist on black and blue swirl vinyl, and this is on from Sanctuary Records, limited edition, 40th anniversary edition. Could be their fastest LP of all. The ferocious title track earning such an accolade in Krang is in its tribute spread to Lemmy after he passed away. And so by 1982, punk had been gone, and the new wave of heavy metal sounded very cliche. And while, you know, Motorhead retained that essential ability to laugh at everything, including themselves, and they made lightning raids on every sense with everything cranked to overload. And this is the limited edition black and blue swirl vinyl, and back out, kind of a great thing. All right, so for those of you that like this metal stuff here, we have Municipal Waste. This is Electrified Brain on Nuclear Blast. This thrash should leave you breathless and busted up and maybe even a little punch drunk. So since 2001, Municipal Waste have uncompromisingly stuck to their guns as hard partying and even harder hitting torchbearers of the 21st century thrash metal. Okay, so this, you know, they've achieved a thicker and heavier sound than ever before here. You know, this everything's like these very downright mean riffs, and you know, all the things piled up, a million kind of mutations of thrash, and you know, they're just like, they're just in your face. And anyway, they're very loved by their fan base, though. This is a limited edition of 1500. It comes on yellow vinyl, and that is noted up here for you on the sticker. Yay. Even the Motorhead actually was telling you this is the swirly blue vinyl that one's on. So yeah, everybody is doing really well with the stickers of telling us what the hell the color is, which I love. Okay, Beth Orton, Weather Alive. This is on Partisan Records. Many musicians turn inward when the world around them seems chaotic and unreliable. So Beth Orton, her music reemerged in the past several years as a tethering force, even when her own life felt more tumultuous than ever. Indeed, the foundations of the songs on her stunning new album here are nothing more than her voice and a cheap, crappy upright piano installed in a shed in her garden, conjuring a deeply meditative atmosphere that remains long after the final note has evaporated. And this you can get on CD. You can get on clear or black vinyl, and let's see. All right, so here's the black vinyl sticker, and this one tells you that this is the limited edition on the clear. All right, yay. Very nicely done. All right, this is Tess Parks and Those Who Were Seen Dancing on the Fuzz Club label. This is the second full-length studio release for the psych pop singer-songwriter. It was recorded in London, Los Angeles, and Toronto almost a decade after her debut, 2013's Blood Hot. Heavy doses of mellotron, down-tempo break beats, electric piano, fuzzy guitars. She has left her own definitive mark on this, and it is on clear vinyl. Does it say that? Yeah. 180 gram ultra clear vinyl. Okay, Now we have Queen, A Night at the Opera reissue on Hollywood Records. This is their 4th studio album. It was originally released in 1975, and it peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Albums chart. Their first to be platinum certified, and it includes the iconic singles Bohemian Rhapsody and You're My Best Friend, and it reached number 2 and number 7 respectively on the Billboard Hot 100. And this LP reissue is pressed on 180-gram vinyl. All right. Now we have another in that Personalidad series. This is Javier Solis. This through Sony US Latin. 25 Éxitos collects some of the Mexican singer's most popular tunes from the 50s and 60s. These songs exemplify the festive yet dramatic feeling that defined his relatively short but memorable career. One of the better Solis collections available. It's equally worthwhile for old and new fans of his work. Okay, now we have another deluxe box set. This is Stone Temple Pilots Core, 4 LPs. Rhino Custom Indie Retail is the label for this one. They've immediately established themselves as rock and roll heavyweights with the release of their debut album, Core, in 1992. 30 years later, the album is a certified classic that continues to dominate rock radio airwaves and timeless rock anthems, including Sex Type Thing, Creep, and Wicked Garden. So Core peaked at number 3 on the Billboard album chart and has been certified 8 times platinum by the RIAA. The band also took home Grammy Awards for Best Hard Rock Performance in their smash single Plush. To commemorate 30 years of Core, Run Out Groove, Warner Music's specialty vinyl imprint. It's the vinyl-only fan-engaged music label. Each month, music lovers, they vote to decide which title will become the next limited edition one-time pressing. So this is through Run Out Groove, and it's the 30th Anniversary Deluxe Edition. It features the original album plus a the original album has been split into a 2 LP set, plus 2 additional LPs that feature 18 demos and live performances, which are all making their vinyl debut. The deluxe edition comes in this hardboard slipcase, features an exclusive poster of the album art. Okay, so wow, that's a nice deluxe thing. All right, this is Terza High Grade on Domino. A full reworking of the 10 tracks on Terza's acclaimed second album, Color Grade. High Grade has remixes from the likes of Arca, Actress, La Fonda, Lorraine James, and Speaker's Corner Quartet, moving through orchestral jazz, deconstructed R&B, and minimal glitchy electronica. High Grade, like all Terza's music, is not easily definable by genre, and all the better for it. This is 2 LPs on black vinyl and includes a download code. All right, this is Train AM Gold on Columbia Records. The Train's first new release of all original material in 5 years. AM Gold is nonstop vibes collection of songs with precise instrumentation, Pat Monahan's unmistakable vocal presence, and a soulful expression of the ensemble's pop pedigree. It's an intentional kind of a wink at the listener, as well as a description of the contents of Train's 9th studio album. While Train avoids being period Pacific specific replications of the golden age of leisure suits, this is like their nod to the spirit of AM radio in the 70s, kind of yacht rock kind of stuff. And they take pains to wrap this kind of music in this bright, shiny digital package. And it kind of moves, usually sounds tailored and breezy. It's, for kind of playlist stuff. So anyway, if you like Train, that's just them trying something kitschy and different. All right, this is Arthur Veraca, self-titled on the Mr. Bongo label. It's his long lost solo LP. Anyway, he fuses Brazilian Tropicana with American funk. It's a very dreamlike mosaic of that sound. It both celebrates and advances the creative spirit. He utilizes perfect mixes and styles to compose this album. Picking up his knowledge about Brazilian music, he uses samba, tropicalia, and bossa nova elements to build up these grandiose songs filled with beautiful orchestration and influences of American soul and funk. So with such ear-blowing sound, it's not surprising that the album was sampled so much in hip-hop music, from the soulful beats of Ninth Wonder, which uses the amazing horns of Na Boca do Sol to construct an energetic beat for Ludacris, to the strange sound of Doom in his Passion Flower beat. So limited gold and black vinyl includes a 16-page booklet with an interview, a poster, and 10 photos from the original recording session. And it's in a gatefold tip-on sleeve. Now the side here, there's a quote from Madlib that says, "I could listen to the album every day for the rest of my life." So this is a very much sought after lost album, now back and in print. All right, and then we have the Wonder Years. The hum goes on forever, and this is on Hopeless Records. Their Wonder Years. This is a band, and the descriptor both defines and understates the rock band that has released some of the most life-affirming cultural touchstones of the 2010s and 2020s. So here on the band's 5th full-length studio album, The Hum Goes On Forever, they've created the most Wonder Years album of their career with their their trademark callbacks to previous songs and albums and thought-provoking and heartfelt vulnerability on display. The Hum Goes On Forever is one for the Wonder Years fans, or anyone who listens, anyone who needs it, everyone who's grown up with the band and has sought and continues to seek refuge in their songs. Now they're calling this one variant the Ferris wheel variant. What that really means is that it's on this deep teal blue. There on the sticker it will say that it's the Ferris wheel variant, but just so you know, it's like a dark teal blue. It's very good looking vinyl, and there it is. Okay, so we just made it to the 50-minute mark, so let's all go and have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I hope you found something you loved and that you like the picks of the week, and I will see you next time.